evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're probably wondering what on earth Bitcoin is doing. And in tonight's video, I'm going to talk you through a journey of price action to help you understand that anything that happens in the marketplace has already been predetermined. You see, the problem that we have as retail traders is we will never know exactly where price is going to go. The only people that know where price is going to go are the same participants that run the show. We're talking about the market makers, ladies and gentlemen. Now, market makers don't get that much attention. Not many people talk about it. And those that do talk about it, people aren't taking them seriously in the sense that, oh, the market maker, don't worry about him. It's just a facade. Yeah, it's all to do with technical analysis and what have you. Technical analysis is absolute dog. It doesn't make sense. And I'll explain to you why. Check this video out. I shared this video out earlier on to the patrons of the channel, and it was breaking down the logic of what I was expecting Bitcoin to do today once the news had come out. Check this out. This move by Bitcoin may be setting up to try and rip into this vector zone and tap these areas right here, okay? I am still of the impression that Bitcoin is going to go up. The dominance of the dollar is starting to falter and come down. Remember, when dominance of the dollar rolls over, Bitcoin in principle should be moving up. Look. Now check this out. With regards to Bitcoin being such an explosive move down lower, all right? If and only if Bitcoin releases this area before the news, expect a sharp reversal. Now let's just take it into consideration right now where price had ended up once we established that price coming back into this vector candle zone right here was the setup for Bitcoin to go back up. All right. So let's look this up. Check this out. Go back into Bitcoin. What do you see Bitcoin doing? All right. Bitcoin's taking a nosedive to the downside. What's the logic? The logic says that the move that happened earlier on right here was designed to set price up, to make the retail trader believe that price was going lower. What I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, is the market maker already knows the context of what Jerome Powell was going to say. He already knew what the data was in relation to the core price index reading. All right. The core price index reading came out today, and it had actually shown that inflation came down. All right, it came down at 0.1%. They projected 0.2 and it came in at 0.1. That in principle is good news for Bitcoin. Why? Because it means that inflation is actually starting to slow down. So there's not that much pressure in terms of pricing certain assets and goods. Okay, so things are starting to get cheaper. Inflation is starting to slow down. Mr. Market Maker, prior to that news announcement of the CPI itself, initiates a drop to the downside. Now, at around this point right here, ladies and gentlemen, there was a green vector candle inside of this zone, and that was all the way over here. Check this out. We go over into this zone, all right? Bring it up for you, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Right, so the first zone was right here, the green vector. They come back into that zone. This area here comes back and recovers the vector candle inside of this range right here. So if we refer back to the video, you can see the vector candle zone right here. And that was on the 55-minute chart, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll bring that up for you right now. 55-minute chart shows us the vector candle on Bitcoin. Right there. Okay? Happy days. They initiated the move to the downside. All right? Now, oh, there it is. Sorry. There's that vector candle, okay? They didn't fully take the vector, as you can see with the wick right there. If I mark it off for you, inside of that zone. They didn't take the vector fully, but they recovered the majority of the vectors inside of this zone, but they left some for later. Now, at the point of this video right here, ladies and gentlemen, I was anticipating that price was going to shoot back up on the negative reading of the CPI itself, which is why we anticipated a big reversal back up. Okay? Now, because they were dropping price before the news, it was consistent with Mr. Market Maker making the retail trader believe that Bitcoin was getting ready to roll over. Okay, so retail starts to step in and starts picking up shorts. He starts going short from the lowest point in the chart. No one should go short from the lowest point in the chart. You go short from the highest point in the chart because that's how Mr. Market Maker operates. You take the green vector candle principle. Look at how he initiates the move to the upside. The green vector candle fails and hits the 200 EMA, rolls over, building the shorts above key notable areas. What price point is that? He's doing it above the 21,600 zone. Happy days. He makes that move and then reverses price back down, vector candle recovery. But once this move played out in relation to the CPI, we still had Jerome that needed to have a conversation about his stance in relation to the interest rates. So check this out. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the part of the video where I'm asking you just to take this with an open mind. I go on to discuss in this section of the video that the news that has been put out prior to Powell having a conversation about not telling investors what they want to hear, could we actually understand that price had been set up to, in essence, factor this in? In other words, was the market maker already of the impression that he knew what Powell was going to say? Check this out. Convey to you, ladies and gentlemen, is the logic that if we're looking at this news right here, where are we really going to see the truth of it? Well, let's just go to the chart. What do we see? Where have you seen me talk about Bitcoin coming up to a moving average aggressively out of the norm? Stop hunt rise. Is it possible that this has been the manipulative move so that when Mr. Powell has a conversation in less than 30 minutes, he's getting ready to roll price and price is going to come down? Is it possible that the dollar index is going to snap back up and initiate another move to the upside just before they start rolling back over again? Could that be the possibility? Yeah? USD JPY. Is it possible that they're going to do that trap? Is dollar yen giving us a reason to believe that they're getting ready for the move higher? Because if the Fed isn't going to tell what traders want to hear, traders are just going to go back to what they normally know, and that is straight to dollar. Now I'm going to look to try and trade this and exploit it. Okay. So we've pulled up a couple of charts right now. Let's just go and have a look at what we saw. We saw that Bitcoin ended up coming back down. Powell, of course, said something that was not favorable for assets against the US dollar. Now, what I'm trying to say to you guys is it's not whatever he said. And, you know, we would never know what he's going to say. But what I'm trying to say to you is price. If the market maker is going to set things up in his favor, he has to do it beforehand. What do you hear me say? In order for price to go up, it has to go down. In order for price to go down, it has to go up. The bear stands up before he attacks. The bull crouches down before he gets up to attack. This is the same principle, ladies and gentlemen. So what I'm saying to you, at the success of the news of the CPI data coming out, Bitcoin initiates the reversal to the downside, traps the traders short, and then he makes them get committed to the lows. Okay? They then bring price back up and hit that 21,800 zone, where if you go back into the channel and look at the live stream that we did on Thursday, which was this one right here. I'll bring that live stream up for you right now. It was Bitcoin New York. It was the last live stream that I did. Today we bring the fire. I think it's this one right here. That one right there. Happy days. Okay. In that live stream, we spoke about the 21,800 zone and how we wanted that $750 million worth of short liquidations. Well, they took that liquidity, ladies and gentlemen, and Mr. Market Maker got his orders filled perfectly. He took that liquidity. What I'm saying to you guys is this. It's possible that you can premeditate the market's intentions. Because Powell wasn't really going to say anything that we didn't already know. We already had light of that when they were talking about it today, saying that Powell wasn't likely to tell us anything or tell traders what they wanted to hear. Going back into this video right here, where was it? Where we said it? Here we go. These articles right here. Powell is not likely to tell investors what they want to hear in Jackson Hole's speech. Was that the clue, ladies and gentlemen? Was that the clue to tell us that the market was inevitably going to see the dollar index coming back up anyway? Was price action giving us the clue to that? Because the vector candle principle says so. Green vector candle zone 1, green vector candle zone 2, can't finalize and close at the highest point. Rejection, drop to the downside. Dollar index, look what it does, or did. It came back up into our zone that we projected out. Coming back into the red vector candle zone. Stop hunt low, trap the commitment, get the traders believing that the dominance of the dollar is now stopping and slowing down, reverse it back up. Dollar yen, coming back up to our little box up here. Red vector candle recovery, happy days. So look, what I'm trying to convey to you, ladies and gentlemen, about the hybrid system, but more importantly, about the way the market works. You can't tell me that Mr. Market Maker, who is offering his own liquidity to ensure that you are able to open a trade smoothly without any concerns of any no liquidity, getting slippage in your trades, you can't tell me that he isn't in the know already. So granted that I have chewed your ear off for the last 9 minutes or so, getting you to try and understand the logic of Mr. Market Maker, the takeaway from this video is simple. When it comes to news announcements, ladies and gentlemen, always anticipate that they're going to move beforehand because they know that during the news, it's the most liquid time. And in principle, it's the passport for the market maker to do whatever he wants. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comments what you think. Is it possible that we could have predetermined this move? Is it possible that we can predetermine the next bout of moves that are likely to play out based on data that is coming out next month? Because the Fed said it. They are only going to make their decision based on the news announcements that are coming out at the start of next month. JOLTS job openings, consumer confidence, non-farm employment change, ISM manufacturing, average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, and the unemployment rate. Man, we're going to have ourselves a plethora of volatility, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this makes sense, and I hope it triggers something in your mind to be that little bit more inquisitive when it comes to you making a decision about your trading. Remember, the one thing that I always say to everyone is, what is the market maker trying to make the retail trader think? Ladies and gentlemen, go have yourselves a wonderful weekend. Mad love and respect. And if you are new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe. And I will check in with you beautiful people on Sunday. Take care of yourselves, family. Peace.